Sony a7III hands-on review. Features: all new 24.2 MP back-illuminated sensor. 5-axis image stabilization offers 5-stop compensation. 4K video capture using full width of the sensor. Sony hasn't been tempted to increase the resolution of the Alpha A7III, so it stays at 24.2 MP, like the Alpha A7 II. However, the sensor is completely new and features a back-illuminated design which, combined with the latest Biom's X image processor, sees the sensitivity range greatly improved over the older model, with an extended ISO ceiling of 204,800, the same as the Alpha A9. It's 2 stops better than the A7 II's 51,200 limit. Sony also reckons it's managed to achieve a dynamic range of 15 stops with 14-bit RAW files. While the electronic viewfinder, EVF, doesn't get a bump in resolution to match the A7RIII's 3.8 million dots, the 2.3 million dot EVF on the Alpha A7 III gets a slightly higher magnification factor than the older model, up from 0.71x to 0.78x. As we've seen with other recently announced Sony cameras, the rear 3.0-inch tilt-angle display is now touch-sensitive, enabling you to set the focus point and browse through images quickly, although it doesn't allow for quick navigation of the camera's menu. The 5-axis in-body image stabilization system in the Alpha A7 III has also been tweaked, and now provides 5 stops of stabilization, improving slightly on its predecessor's 4.5 stops. It's no surprise to see 4K video capture on the Alpha A7 III. Recording in 24p, the full width of the sensor is used, with full pixel readout and without pixel binning. This sees around 6K of data collected, 2.4x the amount of data required, before the footage is then oversampled to produce what Sony says will be 4K footage with exceptional detail and depth. If you want to shoot at 30p, there's a 1.2x crop option that uses roughly 5K of the sensor. Build and handling. Design identical to the Alpha A7III. Features a multi-selector joystick and iPhone button. Dust and weather seal. As we found with the A7III, the joystick greatly improves the handling of the camera, with f-point selection that much quicker out in the field. Another bit of good news is the arrival of a dedicated iPhone button on the rear of the Alpha A7 III, making back button focusing much easier. The button is positioned nicely, although we wouldn't mind it being a little more pronounced so it's easier to press. The rear scroll wheel is raised away from the body a bit more than on the Alpha A7 II, and it's less likely that you'll inadvertently change a setting thanks to there being slightly more resistance in its movement. Another welcome touch taken from the A7III is that the eye sensor is now deactivated when the rear screen is pulled away from the body. This means it's possible to shoot waist-level images without the feed cutting out and rather unhelpfully swapping to the EVF. The body is a touch thicker than the A7 II as well, but it feels more satisfying to hold thanks to a refined grip, and the overall feel of the camera is very good thanks to a predominantly magnesium construction that virtually mirrors that of the Alpha A7III. It's not quite the same though, as while the back panel of the A7III is forged from magnesium, the A7 III instead uses plastic.